Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. In today's episode of What Am I Doing Now? It's actually Wednesday. I do this on Monday. For the last 2 days I've been at Freetown Farm and we're potting up our vegetable plants, herbs, flowers for next week's plant sale. The plant sale first week, last Saturday, went really well, so I thank all of you that have come out. So really for the next couple of days I'm going to spend my time here potting up plants. The plant sales are going to be every Saturday till about June 11th. We'll get back to Freetown Farm in a second, but a lot of my time this week, starting on Monday, has really been weeding the garden. This is my no-dig garden that's outside the fence, and I'm just spending a lot of time getting pepper plants into the ground and finishing the design in this garden. Everything on this side's looking pretty good. And if you want to subscribe and follow, I'll show you how to grow, an entire garden. And I'll be going over this in more detail in my Friday morning ramblings. Peas look great in here, but this is what I've really been working on. Getting getting peppers into the ground, bringing that shredded hardwood mulch this way, and I've decided to slowly kind of work my way down here. These are all my warm weather beds, getting those ready. That's my goal, is to have all the peppers and tomatoes planted and eggplant for this week really. So hopefully I get that done by next Monday. Bunch of jalapenos. Things are looking good. All right, so let's go back to Freetown Farm, and at the end I'm going to show you some stuff I'm starting in foil trays, mostly sunflowers, and I'll explain why. This is just some of the tomato plants. Round 2, we have them at different stages, and we pot up a lot of the tomato, or we start a lot of the tomato plants just like this. Finger holes, drop in the seeds, and then you just scoop out a clump, and then you put it right into the 2.5-inch pot. So we should have enough to get us to June 11th. June 11th will be our last Saturday, and then we're going to pick up selling plants again in August for cool weather crops and different annual flowers, perennials, and things that can get planted into the ground for some, end of the season color, and also the perennial flowers that you can establish towards the end of the season. And then come spring, you'll have a nice patch of flowers, usually for like pollinators, predatory insects. I mean, we are really excited about the turnout for the plant sale and just how well things are going in here. All asparagus. So this is basically what I'm doing. Like, we'll be going through these flats, and where only one asparagus came up, we'll move this plug over to here. This way it's 4 asparagus plants and then some, because there's multiple seeds in each one, for $2. I really do enjoy volunteering and teaching and just, talking about gardening. That's why I really enjoyed last Saturday, because I got to meet some people that follow me, which is really nice, meeting people face to face. I enjoy, like I said, talking about gardening. I could do it 24/7, but rather than just answering comments, it's nice to meet the people behind their screen names and really just, get to chat with fellow gardeners and just hear about their gardens and what they're doing. This is the different prices of the plants that we sell here at the farm. Let's spin around this way. Most of the herbs are under a shade cloth. I'll show you that in a second. Basil's a little bit different. When you're acclimating it, when you're just getting it used to the sun, 7 days under shade cloth is great. However, if the soil stays wet and the leaves stay wet, very often basil will get kind of a mold or fungus on it, and it'll start dying off. So you really want to get these out into the sun and let the leaves dry, top of the soil dry, and they're going to take off and they're going to do better. So the basil just got moved out here so that it will kind of get growing and start to look more like this, and this will probably double in size in the next 5 days. Here's our other shade cloth setup. Pretty soon the tree that's right here will have leaves and we won't have to use the shade cloth. But the same thing is, you don't really want a lot of the herbs to overheat at the root system or they bolt, especially like cilantro. Thyme, oregano, they're going to be okay. They could really be in the full sun. But the issue that we have is watering. So if these are sitting outside, during the day in the sun, sometimes they need double watering. So the shade cloth really helps cut back. And I use this at my house when I need to, for the reasons that I just explained. But we have all kinds of different herbs growing in here. Here are warm crops, mostly squashes, some cucumbers. This is just the first wave. They survived. This is the size I recommend getting them into your garden. This is probably, so these are dropped on March 31st. today's the first week of April. I'm sorry, first week of May. So that's somewhere in that 4 to 5 week range that I recommend letting your squash mature and then getting them out into the garden. You just don't want these to start flowering and all that. If I'm not potting up plants or starting seeds, I'm also working out here. Volunteers did most of this. I designed the space a while back, but my friend Erica, she's also a volunteer board member. She takes care of this. She's done a lot of the plantings in here. So we're really kind of tending different gardens throughout the property. We've been eating radishes out of there. It's been a lot of fun, but this whole space is starting to shape up. This is our market garden. I don't spend a lot of time here. I'm busy with the greenhouse and with the grow-up garden, but Erica spends time out here kind of planning things out. Employees, volunteers have helped us get all of these planted. Here are the onions. I just want to show these off. These are all onions that I think actually went in yesterday, but they were started, you know, like I've been talking about since January, of just starting them in the flat, and then you just pop them out, get them into the ground. And when you do that, make sure, of course, you water them in well the first day, but you want to be watering every other day for at least 7 to 14 days until they get established. But the onions look good. I'm also trying to get my sunflowers and annual flowers started. I like the foil trays. Outside, they don't heat up as much as the black trays, and it's just a potting mix in here. And then I did finger holes. There's probably 4, 8, 12, 16, probably 20 sunflowers of different varieties in there. Make sure you poke holes in them, because I can see right there that I forgot to poke holes because it rained last night, and that's just way too much water in there. The reason I do this is because I have chipmunks or moles or voles or something that will come and eat the seeds, and rather than planting these in a dozen different places throughout my property, I'm going to start them right here, easy to take care of, and then they will go out into the garden. And finally, and here's a nice mess, I stuck a foil tray under here. Those are my tomato plants that I want to plant this week actually. So I will take them out, it'll drain, they'll be fine. Same thing in here, forgot to put drainage holes in. So that's just one day. Anyway, my annuals are out, they're getting some sun, getting these all set up. Good thing I shot the video today, or I would have forgot these here. And I hope to get all my warm weather crops out into the garden, and you know, we'll see what happens. I'm laughing at myself. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com, and please subscribe. Again, I'll show you how to grow an entire vegetable garden. Thanks for watching.